Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another tier list. UFC GOATs. I think it's a very good conversation to have right now. UFC tier list, current era, male plus GOATs and legend tier list. Again, this is going to be a fun one, I think. So, either way, subscribe, like, comment. Let's for sure talk about these. Let me know your guys' opinion, and as always, let's hop right into it. Tony Ferguson. I know he's on a bit of a losing streak right now. Take all that aside. This guy went on a 12-fight winning streak. And you go back and you watch those fights, he incredible. I mean, I'm sorry, but I got to put him in modern legend. Modern legend. Because I'm not talking about, when he lost to Nate or got KO'd by Chandler. I'm not talking about that because this is at the end of his career. In his prime, when he should have had a title shot, whether you think he wins or he loses, that's not the point. He was incredible. You go back and you watch those 12 fights, man, was he good. Man, was he good. Zabit Nurmagomedov, Sharapov, Zabit, I can't think of his name, but I think he's very good. I don't think he's as crazy as everybody says he is. Likely, he was good, but we didn't see a lot. Calvin Kattar kind of tarnished, to me, that legacy that he did have, that mystique that he had. I can't say he's underrated because he's not underrated. He's, if anything, he's overrated, to be honest. Great fighter. I don't like this category for him because I don't think we really knew. But yeah, Israel Adesanya, modern legend. He could get himself up there in GOAT discussion. He could get up there to GOAT. He needs to fight a little bit longer. I think he's incredible, but I can't put him in GOAT status. He's not like John Jones status, not yet, at least. Aljamain Sterling. There's a conversation to have to say that Aljamain Sterling is on that list. Greatest of all time out of everybody? No. I guess he would be in modern legend because if Sterling is in GOAT discussion, so would Izzy. So modern fighter, modern legend. Askar Askarov, I think he's a great fighter. He's very good. I don't believe he's with the UFC anymore, but he's not above that, I don't think. Likely to become legend or even GOAT. I'm very confused on these categories. And then this is Edson Barboza. I think Edson Barboza is a great fighter. I think he's awesome. I think he's getting a little older now, so we're starting to see those wrinkles a little bit. But he just knocked out Billy Q, who's a hard person to get out of there. So, yeah. And then Joseph Benavidez is a modern legend. I mean, one of the small guys, had power, always fun to watch, only lost to the top guy. Benavidez is awesome. Jan Blachowicz, great fighter. I don't like these. I think he's a little overrated. I'm not really going to sugarcoat it. I think he's a little overrated. My opinion, though. Robert Whittaker, he's right here next to Israel Adesanya. I can't put him lower, can't put him higher. For sure can't put him higher because he's lost 2 to Izzy. But if it's not for Izzy, Whittaker's still the champion. So he's right there next to Izzy. I probably have to put Izzy above him because he's champion and he beat him twice. So, yeah. And then move Tony here. Cody Garbrandt. I'm going to keep Cody Garbrandt here. I think he needs to retire. Colby Covington, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. His cardio's insane. Okay. Conor McGregor, he's a great fighter. I don't think he's the same. I think for what he did, I guess you could say modern legend. I guess you could say that because for what he did in his prime before the Floyd, for all the money, was absolutely incredible. It was just incredible. Corey Sandhagen, Jesus, I don't like these fucking categories. Great fighter. Corey Sandhagen. Ugh. And then I'm going to keep Curtis Blades down here too. Jesus Christ. Anderson Silva, one of the greatest of all time. Unbelievable career. Unbelievable things what he was used to be able to do in his prime. Awesome. Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's awesome. Dan Hooker's fun. He's especially if it's a striking match. Striking fight. Okay. I like Dan Hooker. Cowboy Cerrone. I'm sorry. He's in the GOAT. I love Cowboy. He's my favorite fighter of all time. Come at me in the comment section. I understand, but to me, he's my favorite of all time. Cowboy Cerrone. Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier is top tier. I mean, he's top tier. I can't put him where Conor is. I know he's being Conor, but he hasn't become champion. He didn't become double champion. I can't put him there. Davison Figueiredo is top tier. Incredible. Great trilogy of fights with Brandon Moreno. Great. Kelvin Gastelum, great fighter as well. I really like Kelvin. And he just announced today when I'm doing this video that he is moving to welterweight. Thank fucking God. It's awesome. Gilbert Burns is top tier. Just found out he tore a bunch of stuff in his shoulder, even had a hurt neck, and he still went 5 rounds with Bilal Muhammad. Still. GSP is right next to Anderson Silva. Absolute GOAT. Took a bunch of years off, came back. Yes, it was against Bisping, which is a terrible matchup. Or it's a great matchup for GSP. He is incredible. Just incredible. And then Max Holloway. Max Holloway's in GOAT discussion. I think it's a conversation we for surely can have. And then Islam Makhachev, top tier. Islam Makhachev is freaking awesome. I think he beat Volkanovski. I think it was very close, but I thought I had him winning. Jack Hermanson, Jack Hermanson is great. I don't like these categories. I think I would put him in a little bit overrated, in my personal opinion. Same with Zabit. Same with Jan Blachowicz. Same with Colby Covington. Overrated. Jared Cannonier. I think Jared Cannonier is great. I don't think he's top tier one bit. I do think he's good, and for the career transformation that he has done is unfreaking believable. Jose Aldo is up here in the GOAT. He's awesome. Justin Gaethje is in top tier. Justin Gaethje's freaking great as well. He's so much fun to watch. Always chaotic, always crazy, always swinging for the bleachers. Awesome. Kevin Holland. I think Kevin Holland is a great fighter. I think he's fun. I think he's rangy. I think he has some power. At this weight class that he should have been fighting all along, he's able to defend takedowns a whole lot better. Awesome. Korean Zombie, I think he's already in that discussion as being awesome, as a fan favorite, being the Zombie. You look at it, I had him easily beating Yair Rodriguez, and look at Yair, number 1 contender fighting Volkanovski for the title now. And Korean Zombie kind of handled Yair until he was finished, right, at literally the last second. Leon Edwards, I think Leon Edwards is top tier. Even though I'm not a crazy fan of Leon Edwards, I do think the way he matches up with some fighters is very, very nice. I like Leon in certain matchups. So, yeah. Jorge Masvidal, I think Jorge Masvidal is good. Again, I don't like these categories. I like Jorge. Fought a little bit past his prime, as people tend to do, but in his prime, he was awesome. And honestly, his career is tainted by some really bad split decision losses. Really bad. And then this is Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is top tier. I think Michael Chandler gives a lot of guys a lot of problems. A lot. I think he gives Edwards problems. Gaethje, he gave problems to. Islam, he would give problems to, I think. Gilbert Burns, he would give problems to. I don't really know why they would fight, but still might know my point. Same with Leon Edwards. Figueiredo, Poirier, he was giving him some problems. Chandler's awesome. Awesome. Michael Johnson is the best, worst fighter in the history of the UFC. I really like Michael Johnson. I think his speed, his power is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Demetrius Johnson, even though he's not in the UFC anymore, I don't care. He is in the GOAT discussion. Brandon Moreno's top tier. He's incredible. If I'm going to have Figueiredo up here, I have to have Brandon Moreno. Nate Diaz is a modern legend. Nate Diaz is great. Even though, yes, he gets beat up in his fights, but always at the end, always at some point, close to the end of it, he finds a way, he hurts them, he points at them, he flips them off, and then he walks away the real winner. Unbelievable. Francis Ngannou, top tier. I think Francis is great. I don't think we've seen him against guys like John Jones. I think John Jones smushes Francis. Yes, there's a possibility of Francis catching him with one of those punches and putting him out cold. I get that. I don't think that would happen, though. John Jones is the number one GOAT on this list. John Jones is the best fighter to we've ever seen in the UFC. His IQ, his ability to use his length. Yes, there's some weird stuff with him. Yes, but it doesn't change the fact of what he's done in that cage. Charles Oliveira is top tier. I mean, come on. He has wins over Justin Gaethje. He has win over Dustin Poirier. Charles Oliveira is fucking awesome. Fight me. Brian Ortega. I think Brian Ortega is also a great fighter. I like him a lot. I think he's definitely regressed the last couple years after the war with both of the wars with Max Holloway and Volkanovski. I think I like Brian Ortega, though. And then this is Paulo Costa with the Yoel Romero fight. I think he's awesome. His cardio is surprisingly really, really good. His power's crazy. His marauding style is nuts, even though it didn't work against Israel, which obviously, yeah. And then this is Petr Yan. Petr Yan's fucking top tier. He is awesome. He is, again, I know he's on a 4-fight losing streak. I don't care. Those fights are crazy. He's so damn good. I really like Petr Yan, as most people do. Derek Lewis, I think Derek Lewis he's a great fighter. Crazy power. When he's on his A game, he's super fun to watch. He can be hurt until he finds that button. He definitely has regressed as of late, though. Stipe Miocic, I think he has to be in the GOAT discussion. Right? Has to be in that GOAT discussion. Daniel Cormier, I would think also has to be in the GOAT discussion. It's a discussion. That's all it is. Khabib Nurmagomedov, he's definitely a GOAT discussion as well. I think he is definitely one of the best at the 155-pound division, the lightweight division. Right, 55. I think it's 55, yeah. He is definitely the best. Or one of them, at least. Khabib's great. We know this. I wish we would have been able to see him fight Tony in his prime or Charles Oliveira in his prime. There's a lot of good fights I really wish we would have been able to see. Even, those guys. Kamaru Usman, there's a discussion for him to be on the GOAT list. I don't personally think he is. But again, I do think he's better than I gave him credit for in the beginning. I think he did a lot of good things with his career. I don't think losing to Leon both times. Some people had him winning that second fight. I don't know. Alexander Volkanovski, GOAT discussion, right? Has to be in the discussion. Volkanovski's incredible, and I thought I thought Islam won, but a lot of people thought Volkanovski beat Islam Makhachev. Wonderboy's a modern legend. Wonderboy, every time, if you do not wrestle him and you do not have crazy grappling skills, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long fucking night. As always, guys, you see my list. Let me know what you guys think about it, and as always, peace.